Hey guys, Dustin here, and today we're finally taking a look at the Springfield Armory Hellcat. And I have to watch it because I'll sometimes say Hellcat 365, but those are two different guns, but you know, it's a lot like it. Make sure you check out our sponsor for this video, and that is LAS Concealment. I've been carrying the Hellcat in their Rampart holster right here. Pretty slick, very solid. They use top-notch CNC machines and CAD designs to make it all and not just be like someone with a hairdryer and Kydex. No, it's a lot better. This one will have a 0-degree cant or a 15-degree cant, and I love this tuckable wing right here. It tucks the grip in close to your body so it doesn't show so much, but then it's so aggressive, it's like you can set your position and it's just gonna keep that way. And LAS also offers some top-notch rigs like this Ronin 3. This appendix rig just does it all because you have your mag and everything there, and the bungee system, it makes it form to your body. It also has these wings that keep that grip in, and you can put foam wedges on the back for extra comfort, which helps when I'm putting a comp on the end of the gun too. Totally works. You got some special cuts here that make it more comfortable too. Anyway, check them out at lasconcealment.com. Now, let's shut up and shoot. So if you are counting 14 rounds, that's the big winner of this Hellcat. Because the other guns are more like, well, shoot, my normal guns that I carry. I like carrying the Smith & Wesson Shield. That's like 7 or 8. The Walther PPS M2, same thing. You got from 6 to 8 range right there. This, the lowest capacity mag is 10 rounds, and that will flush fit with that grip. And then, of course, you have 13 plus 1 with the extra one here. And so I may have even got that wrong. I think it might be like 11 plus 1. We'll fix it in a little bit. But what, of course, made me the most interested in this, the Hellcat, was that it came with the Shield RMSC. Now, not that I really like the RMSC Shield, but it's the only one available until the recently released RMRC that we could put on compact guns. At least that's on the market. I know Holosun makes one, and this does fit another one, but the name escapes me. But from the factory, they're sending them out with this Shield option. I'm not a huge fan of them because I have one on my Walther, and I did damage it. I didn't break it, but it dropped from about yay high, and then my dot got distorted because the glass was actually a polymer. It dented it, and so my dot went all kind of wonky. It was still usable, but it was less than ideal. Battery life is lacking. If you're actually carrying it and you're out in the daylight, so it's adjusting to the ambient light, you better prepare to change your battery every 6 months. And you do get a slight warning. If you just pick it up, you're like, man, that looks dimmer than it used to, change the battery, it's going out. So I do love that Shield option because I love my red dots. I really do. It came pretty much dead on from the factory. The other day I'm shooting it at 50 yards though, and I'm like 4 inches to the left. So I gave it a little adjustment to the right, and that's all I've done with it. It's got this large, nice U notch in the rear sight that everything co-witnesses, and you do have a tritium night sight on the front. And so it's really got some impressive sights here. I've only heard people say good things about it, and it drops right into your Shield sight as well. So even if something does fail, the Shield sight sits so low, you have a full picture of light and nothing's blocking it. I know on my Walther it was a little bit different and it needed a bigger rear notch in the Shield itself, but this one matches up perfectly. They make a big thing in the marketing, at least, with that grip texture. At first I was like, man, this is kind of a little too much grip if it's against your body, but I got used to it, or it maybe just started feeling in, but you can always sand it down if you don't like it. They say the tighter that you grip it, the more it grips your hand, and I don't know, I haven't had it slip out of my hand, so I guess we can say it's okay. The trigger though, no, I'm really looking into getting the Apex upgrade for it. It never weighed in at less than 6.5 pounds, and sometimes the scale even put it above 7. So I am not impressed with the trigger, but if you're making slow precision shots, it actually worked out okay because it's got about it's got a lot of take up there, and then once you start pushing that 6 pounds against it, it'll move about a 1/4 inch more, and then it breaks. But so there's not really a wall, but it's a smooth 6 pound movement until it finally clicks. And so if you're taking your time at long-range precision shots, you can adapt to it. However, speed shooting, I did find myself pulling it lower than, it was a little embarrassing if I'm trying to shoot it fast, because some of those would dip as I'm trying to break through that wall. I'm not impressed with the trigger, but you can learn to work with it. Upgrade will be nice though. So as I get to learn the Hellcat more, I just find I was probably missing earlier because I was trying to outrun it and just be stupid fast instead of slow. Tap the brakes, be a little more accurate. That's what I'll try to do here is just, we're at 15 yards, let's just play, but, try to make the shots all work. Much better. So it just slows me down a little because the trigger's not as crisp with a good wall, but we can work with it. The minimum capacity magazines are 11 rounds. I got a couple extra from Gun Mag Warehouse, but I just keep putting 10 rounds in them because, OCD, 2 rows of 5, there we go. All right, so downrange, we've got a grizzly target. It's got a hog and a deer, but in the center is a less than 3-inch hole. And so I want to shoot bullets through the center of that and make the flipper go to each side. Just because this thing is accurate, especially if I'm slow enough. Oh, and also, these mags are hard to load. Okay, I load mags all the time, but these were like, those springs are stiff, so word to note. It's not just you. All right. That looked cool. We're using some of that Federal Syntech ammo, and they are dissipating a little more than regular Full Metal Jackets. Oh man, I missed the last one, but there you go. I'm taking a little time, but that's pretty accurate, hitting a 3-inch, we're over 10 yards. Those are like headshots that fast. That's downright fun. I'm kind of liking that. Okay, so 2 things I forgot earlier. You do have an actual rail, and it's not proprietary. It is, your regular Picatinny. And so I have this little Olight Balder Mini, the new one. And yeah, it snaps on there, but it does hang off a bit. So somebody might be making something even more compact for this, but it's nice that you have that option. Also, it is available in FTE. That mag was going to remind me of this, but I know this has come up with others before, and I do have an issue with this trigger. Well, it could come to bite you when you're actually, in a defensive situation. If you do not get a good purchase, I'm going to do it backwards here, on that trigger, if you don't fully put your finger all the way flat and flush across the face of the trigger, you won't disengage the safety lever. So if I just hook it with my finger right here, it locks up, and that lever's locked back, and no matter how hard I push, and now I'm even pushing only directly on the safety lever itself, it's not going to slip, and you're not going to engage the trigger anymore. So when you initially put that finger on the trigger, you have to be fully flat across the face of it, or else it won't disengage the safety. That's something that could bite you in a life or death situation. For me, I noticed it, this week when I was decocking it. Kind of a competition unload and show clear, and I didn't have my finger completely on it because I wasn't really making a shot, and it locks up instead of if I had the proper technique, finger across. So something to consider, also something that an aftermarket trigger might fix. And I know what we're going to do next is we are going to see if I can shoot one of these small Firebird targets. These are 50 millimeters, so less than 2 inches, but the gun's getting accurate. I don't know how, we're going to see if I can hit this thing from 25 yards. Why not? All right, so you can get these at marksmancamp.com. That's a small target though from 25 yards with a subcompact handgun. Doesn't stop me from trying. Just got aim dead center. Sweet! Didn't get much of a boom, but I'll take the flash. That's fun. All right, so we're at the 50-yard line. Let's see if we can do it again. 22 Blinkster called me out on this because he's like, nobody shoots the Hellcat that good. It's working good for me so far. All right, going dead center of that freshly painted white target. Low right. Maybe I adjusted too much. Right. I guess I did adjust too far. same place. A group is a group. Nice. One more makes 5. That group looks good. Let's go see. See, my group the other day was left. I moved it right. Now it's too far right, but a group's a group. Let's go check. This is good. This is good. And that was my very first group cold at 50, or I would have bumped the sight back left a little bit, but we are, that center there, that is less than 3 inch to that one. So my furthest is 3.4 inches, 50 yards, freestanding, unsupported. That was that Federal synthetic, whatever, purple ammo, 124 grain. That's cool for a subcompact gun at 50. And part of it is probably getting a little used to that trigger because it's kind of smooth even though it is heavy, which is poor for speed, but good for precision if you got the time, which is not what the defensive gun is for, but whatever. What I didn't mention earlier is that the optics version is an option, but it's only like a $30 more option, so totally get it and pay the 30 bucks extra. Otherwise, if you want to put one in later, because why not? Red sights are awesome on pistols. I love it. You know, it costs you over 100 bucks to get it milled for it. But that is the Hellcat from Springfield. Pretty solid choice. Been reliable, accurate enough if you do your part. Thanks for watching, guys. Okay, I love you. Bye-bye. Did you see that? Come on, Nussie! Come on, Nussie! I came in like a wrecking ball! Yeah! Oh, perfect! Yeah!